Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Morning Hookup. Phillips YZ in the house. Back at you midweek. I feel like that's the perfect song to start the day off because it's a good day, good start to a day, and it was odd. Sports have been odd
Man, last
as
night
we
was
get
odd.
so odd. Whether it be we'll get into the NBA oddness, we'll get into college basketball oddness, Big Ten tournament baseball, all kind of tournament baseball. You say odd, a lot of that.
It's a good day if you make it a good day.
Yeah. Well, yesterday, I can tell you right now, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Yesterday, I could tell I was off.
Travel and stuff.
Well, the travel and stuff, but then I just wasn't. I didn't have all my stuff, so I not to repeat all the stuff, but it was a busy whatever. Wasn't back in my routine from being gone.
And from what I've gathered from you, you are a big routines guy.
I am. So we get back again. We had to stay. We stayed an extra night in Des Moines because it was a state. The championship game started at like 7:00 at night, and there were storms up I-80, so we just stayed. But I rolled in yesterday. I never thought about it or looked. I got here to the studio. My bag wasn't here in my car. None of this. So I had studio computer, different headphones on. I literally had nothing.
Throws you off.
I was way off.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think I was very good yesterday. So hopefully I can do better today.
You're always very good.
Oh boy. I was a little off yesterday and recovering. Good morning, Flood X10. I was recovering from all the stuff. So it's all good. Like I said, we're going to get into a lot of stuff today. I'm going to just, we're going to jump right into it. The NBA last night, my goodness. I don't know what. So I was probably one where I was watching other stuff. I kind of locked into, and we'll get to it. I locked into watching college baseball yesterday when I had the chance. And a buddy was texting me about the game. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking? What am I watching as I flipped it over there? Cruise control for a long time for the Cavs. Cruise control. I mean, they were rolling in this game.
Felt like the Knicks couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. I think they were from 3 at half. They were like 2 for 19. The Cavs just know how to really make a game gross and muck it up and frustrate you on offense. And like they have Donovan Mitchell and James Harden that can go and get you a bucket. And they were just completely locking up the Knicks last night for about 3 quarters.
This thing was 48-46 and a half, 83-69 after 3 quarters, ballooned to a 22-point lead. And then the under 8 came. Not the timeout, just the under 8. With 7:40 left, a 30-8 run by the Knicks to force overtime. They finished the game on a 44-11 run to win the game and snatched the life out of the Cavs in game 1.
I was so close to turning off the TV.
I would tell you this. If you're probably one of the few that did not, because at that point I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm done. I'm watching college baseball. I stayed up later watching the Big Ten baseball tournament than I did the NBA because there was some good stuff in that we'll get to. But I don't know what I witnessed, but I witnessed Jalen Brunson making a complete mockery of James Harden.
Yeah.
James Harden, my goodness, he looked silly.
And
talking about not playing defense or not even either not trying or just getting abused.
Yeah, it was both. And then I'm waiting for the Cavs to make some sort of adjustment. Like, okay, switch somebody else on to Jalen Brunson.
They just let it continue to happen.
Throw a double team at him. They just kept it was Jalen Brunson go 1-on-1 and allowed them to get back into the game. And then you're like, okay, this is a 10-point game. Oh, this is a 5-point game. Oh, they're down 2. And then the rest is history.
And unfortunately for them, Donovan Mitchell, fantastic night. 12 of 23, 4 of 11 for 3, 29, 5 and 3. James Harden, 5 of 16. Mobley's 6 of 16. whatever. The story is going to be watching that defensive effort, possibly on the Cavs side, not calling a timeout to maybe slow this thing down just a little bit. But Brunson finishes 15 of 29, 38, 5 and 6. Bridges, a couple big time corner threes to get that thing rolling. 18 points. Hart 13. Anthony Towns, by the way, Carl, 13 and 13. Anobi, by the way, 13. He was fantastic as well.
I think you could also feel it in the Knicks building.
Woo, boy,
that place was going insane.
Seeing the highlights of that reminded me of the old Knicks teams with Patrick Ewing and Oakley and John Starks, when those buildings would be alive in the playoffs with playing the Bulls or something like that. It was alive.
I think there's some arenas like that have some sort of, it's going to sound cliche, but magic behind them.
Yep.
And when things are rolling and that crowd feeds off that energy, the opponent has no chance. Like, you can do whatever you want. The home team is going to win that game. And I was watching that game with my roommate, and they tipped off in overtime, and I was like, I'm sorry. There's no chance the Cavs win this game.
No.
The Knicks
by the way, that was 14-3.
Yeah. The Cavs had no chance. That place was absolutely electric. You could feel it in the building. When you have Landry Shamet making a three-pointer where it doinks and bounces three times,
thing was ding,
it's
ding.
like, that's where you chalk it up and you're like, yeah, this one's over. Like, the Knicks are winning this game. What a performance.
What a resiliency. But I still go back and it's just like, man, calling the timeouts, making the switch. Harden, I don't even know how to describe it. It was awful.
Lazy.
It was everything that we dislike about the NBA.
Yeah.
Everything.
And Harden.
And now we shouldn't be surprised. I think we've seen this from Harden.
Yep.
In the past.
He does it offensively too. The whole foul baiting thing kind of started with him.
You heard him talk about that he dribbles the ball like 1,000 times a game and like just wear him out because he's going to dribble it.
Mm-hmm.
He dribbles a lot.
Very weird acquisition for the Cavs, in my opinion. You had Darius Garland on the team, and maybe you wanted to go out and get a veteran, I guess. But what has James Harden done in the playoffs to show you that
he's had a few good games. The first part of the first round, he started off terrible. I think it was like 3 of 29 or something, or whatever the no. It was something of 29.
Yeah.
Starting. Then he had a couple really good games that kept him in some games. Boy, Brunson was just fantastic.
Yeah, when he gets in his mode, he's really hard to stop.
Now it's hard to believe, not to think that ripped the Cavs' soul.
Yeah.
And that the Knicks are destined to be in the finals right now.
If you go down 2-0, going back home knowing it should be at least 1-1, oof.
Boy, it's something special last night. 22-point comeback. I also saw it was the biggest comeback in the playoffs for the Knicks since 1970. Games like that end up just ripping the souls out. And you leave yourself thinking, what happened?
Yeah.
How do you get back off the mat after that shot? Because now you go back into that, and what is that, a day or so? You're going to go in going, whoa. That crowd will, from jump on, I think it's Wednesday night, probably. Thursday night will be electric.
Yeah, because
from jump.
It rips the soul out of Cleveland and then puts the fire back in New York.
Yep.
It does the complete opposite.
So you got that going on. Tonight, you got a little NBA action. The defending champions trying to rebound from the unicorn-type performance from, I'm going to tell you, they the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama coming off a 41-24 performance. And that one, we talked about this on Monday, looking at it, or Tuesday, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, that you know what you're going to get out of Wemby. I liked what they tried to do with him with Caruso. You know, obviously that was the hardest thing is try to how to defend Wemby, keep him out of the paint. But then when he's hitting like 30-foot logo shots, cheat code, no chance.
Tip the cap.
Yes. But it's those role players
that
are going to actually, because we know that Shea's going to return, right? Like he's MVP for a reason. You're going to get that performance. But you had on the other side, Castle, Harper, lighting the totem pole up yesterday or 2 nights ago. This probably goes without saying. Like Chet had a game, the first game.
Mm-hmm.
They only shot it 7 times. He had 8 points. Jalen Williams, he was really good. But those role players, how do they play? Caruso was magnificent for him with 31, led the way. This will be a lot more competitive game, I know. And I mean, that was competitive. Obviously, getting it stole away from you in double overtime. Thunder 6.5-point favorites tonight. I would anticipate big performances by from Wemby and Shea in this one. It's where does the rest of it come from?
Yeah. And where does it come from Shea? Because a lot of his struggles in game one is I'm driving to the basket and there's a 7'5" guy down here.
Yeah, and I thought he missed some pretty open looks.
Yeah.
In that game that he typically doesn't miss. But 7'6" will deter some easier shots. Yeah. That hand is like that wingspan is ridiculous.
You're gonna have to find your spots in the mid range and open that part of your game and make them respect you out there, and then you can get more to the basket. And then guys around him got to hit shots. You can't have 11 for 25 from Jalen Williams, and you can't have. Well, I guess they shot pretty well from 3, but you just gotta you're gonna have to hit shots against this team because paint points are gonna come at a premium.
Yep. And then it'll be interesting to see how they will maybe mix it up and defend Wemby a little bit different. I don't know how you can do it different. I thought they did a nice job with Caruso and the way they tried to go smaller, be a little more physical, keep him out of the paint.
It's something I've thought about a lot. What do you do? Literally,
I don't know.
What do you do?
Hope he misses?
Yeah.
Hope you get contested shots. Hope he misses somehow.
He had 41 and 24.
That's ridiculous.
Those are Wilt Chamberlain numbers. That
special player.
Yeah.
That'll be tonight. Game 2 tonight of that. So, all right. Let's take our first break. Let's come back. Let's go to the Diamonds. Talk a little baseball. We'll talk Big Ten baseball tournament. We're starting to see the bracket play out as we got another day, 2 days to wait before we find out who Nebraska plays, which team we played their 4th game that we get. And then the overall regional look. There were some big losses yesterday, especially like in the SEC.
Oh, yeah.
That checked the boxes for Nebraska to host that regional. Let's talk about that a whole lot more when we return. I'm so nice to get all my stuff back. Like I know where things are.
Mm-hmm.
The number of times yesterday that I tried to like use my touchscreen, because that computer's not.
Yeah.
Boy, some big wins yesterday to help Nebraska, and some losses that helped Nebraska in this grand scheme of things.
So you guys made it to the championship?
We did.
Nice.
So we 2-0. It was great. It was 14 teams in our pool. You had the A bracket, B bracket, gold, silver. We made the goal. We went 2-0, and we were the 5 seed. We were 5-2.
That's how we were in our last tournament. We thought we did so well with average runs allowed, average run differential. Nope, got the 5
and it was
seed.
Such a slight change, but it was fine. So we ended up. So we were on dirt out there. It was rain overnight, so they had to change everything.
Oh, yeah.
So we got delayed. So then we won the championship game. We were done at like 6. But with all the changes, they had the other team at the other side of the bracket was at a different field. So I had to wait on them. So it was like 7:05 when we got started.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You guys take it home?
We did not. Lost 3-1. Boys played. So it was their first championship game they'd ever played in.
12 or 11 you?
11. Fantastic.
3-1. That's
fantastic
a great game.
We just made a few little mistakes in the field that just cost a couple. And then we didn't execute on offense a few times.
Yeah.
But then we got it was like 9 something. I'm like, yeah, boy. And then there was storms coming up by 80. So we just booked another night.
Yeah.
Got up at my boys. Yeah. But I'd be back. They had school Monday. I had to be back. We left at 4:10 in the morning. Got him home, shower, change, out the door to school. Not very happy. But I was gone. I was gone from here Monday, and I was in a we host a scramble that I was up at Corey Oaks where I was all that happening. Joe passed the golf course, got back. I was for the 10 o'clock. Got home at 7 Monday night. So I told my wife, I'm about 75% back.
Yeah. We played this team from South Dakota. Man, they were solid. They threw their best arm. He was coach's boy, and he
got after it.
He went 6 shutout.
Woo.
And just, yeah.
There was a few things that bothered me over the weekend. Obviously, I get bothered. There's the semifinal game. Kid threw 6 innings against us, 105 pitches.
Yeah.
Pissed. In the championship game, dude had an electric arm through 5 innings. Really good, but I bet he threw like 75 pitches. I bet you threw 30 either curveballs or sliders. Hard. Welcome back to the Morning Hookup. Again, happy hump day. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good morning's off to a great start. Good morning, Flex. Good morning, Arlo, who says I'm in. Good morning, Shane. Good morning, Todd. Weather's messing with people right now, too. There's a lot of stuff being kicked up. Like it was, when you go from the whole weekend, you got the storm situation going on, hot, humid. All of a sudden, you wake up yesterday, 60s, blowing wind a little bit, cold. Monday, Tuesday, most of this week, mid 60s. You got some people out there that they're coming for frost warnings. No pun intended with those, please. Okay, frost advisory. I'm taking that frost advisories in some parts of the state. To hopefully, we're looking like we're peaking up for a beautiful Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Yeah, who knows with the Midwest? Yeah. I hope the weather's good because we got a tournament down in Kansas City this weekend.
Oh,
so
you guys are heading down. We're off.
Hopefully that holds up for us.
We're off this weekend. We'll tell you also, by the way, program note, we will not be doing a show Monday. We'll be off on Monday.
Yes.
Hopefully you guys are as well and can enjoy a little holiday action with friends and family. It looks like to be really beautiful, like 70s starting Saturday, then 80s creeping up after that for hopefully a nice holiday weekend for a lot of people to sit back, relax, enjoy family, and recharge just a little bit. Big Ten baseball. Boy, it got kicked off yesterday in a big way. Look at some of these games. We'll just kind of recap like scores, what it looks like, because everybody's waiting. There's those top 4. They're sitting out there waiting. They're going to be playing teams that have gotten 2 to 3 games in, whatever that looks like, depending on how the bracket plays out. Purdue, they give us a 5 seed. Shocker. Michigan State comes and gets them early yesterday morning, 9 a.m. They advance in is what Justice called the baseball hate game that you love to hate both these teams. Iowa, Illinois. Iowa advances in that one. Those 2 teams will play today at 5 p.m. The losers game, losers, at 9 a.m. this morning. They're already kicked off out there. Purdue and Illinois are one of those teams fighting off elimination right now to try to hang on. In the nightcap, Michigan got Rutgers. Boy, in a game that took forever to play last night, where you thought, I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the play at the end? Ohio State, Washington, pop up to the catcher. He thinks he has it. He falls down. Boom, ball pops out. Next thing you know, I want to say a 2-run double to tie it up. Whatever that, it's yikes.
Every time something like that happens, you just know.
Making the routine play.
You just know the next at-bat's going to be something like that.
Saw that in baseball last night, too. There was, it happened somewhere else. I forgot where it happened. It was ended up being a home run. But Michigan advances, Washington advances. So then you'll get that. These games, it's insane. You got a 9 o'clock already going off. You're going to get a 5 o'clock. You get a 1 o'clock. You get a 9 o'clock. Oh, my goodness. Late games happening. Again, as you start to see it develop right now, Nebraska sitting there waiting for that Friday night 5 o'clock game coming up. But overall, looking at this, as Nebraska, as you know, we're waiting for that opponent. We'll see where that goes. The biggest thing now is with the position you're in as scoreboard watching. A lot of scoreboard watching. Nebraska got a ton of help yesterday. If you look at games across Iowa, Michigan State, big wins, by the way, for that. And Stanford on their all win their opening games in their league tournament, which actively boosts Nebraska's RPI to 9. That's a big one. The biggest one out there yesterday as we watched it from the SEC perspective, because you started looking at that middle ground of potential regional hosts, and these teams needed to win. Ole Miss, Missouri yesterday. That bubble got burst. Missouri upends the Rebels yesterday.
On the backs of a local Lincoln boy from Missouri, pushing Missouri over Ole Miss.
Yep. Woda, 13th bomb of the year. So you're starting to lay of the land, and now it's a lot like bubble watching in the basketball world right now, and how these affect you, how they help you. We talked about it yesterday. The opinion: how many wins do you think Nebraska needs in the Big Ten tournament?
Kind of feel like one.
I'm in the one, but now I said one yesterday. I think one yesterday kind of put you there. If you get 2, you're locked, because you're ultimately probably getting a win over Oregon.
Yeah.
At that time, and you're advancing to the championship. But I think also on the other side, you start to look at what it looks like when you got an Ole Miss. They were RPI 15 yesterday, gets beat, boom. You start eliminating those teams.
Yeah, it's really fun to look around at like college baseball has a projected field of 64, which is like the how the regionals will shape up, and it's fun to look around and see the projections of what these regionals might shape up to be. You have some really fun ones, like if Kansas ends up getting a regional in Lawrence. Listen to this: Kansas, USC, and Mercer. That Mercer team is really good. Right now, they're projecting Nebraska to host one with Cincinnati, Miami, Ohio, and looks like UIC. I think that's Illinois, Chicago.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think right now for Nebraska, it's just management, RPI management, as we continue to say. And I'm pretty much in the boat of if you get one win, you're hosting a regional. I think that'll put you into a regional.
And I think that you said that was D1 baseball, right? That gave you that projection, I believe.
Yeah. Baseball America. Actually.
Baseball America, yeah.
And Ole Miss, with that that loss, has put them now on the 2 seed line in a regional with Oregon.
Woo!
So every single game right now for every single team in America means so much.
Yeah, it's there's a lot more of those games being played today as well. Coming up for Nebraska, again, you're sitting back, you're kind of going, hey, let's take care of, you got to take care of business, right? You got to take care of business, but there'll be more games today that'll continue to help improve Nebraska. There's a big one here around 5:00 today. As you know, Michigan State and Iowa both won yesterday, helping your RPI to 9. One of those teams is going to help you again today with another win. You got a Michigan team and a Washington team sitting out there. All these games from that perspective will bolster your RPI. But the biggest thing is for Nebraska is to hold serve.
Yeah.
Hold serve. I'll ask you this question. We've been debating this. I know it was a debate while I was gone. Pitching rotation.
Yeah.
I think you guys talked about, was it Monday?
We talked slightly, yeah.
What your feeling is should be on the, here's the camp for me. Take nothing for granted. Don't look ahead. The game, the sport, it was baseball. Don't look ahead. If you do that, you tend to stumble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the camp where it doesn't matter. I know you can project you're going to see Oregon in game 2, but you can't get to game 2 if you don't get to game 1. Throw your dude. Is that what they're thinking? I don't know. But I'm in the camp where I think it's, and stay status quo, keep people in their roles and the way they're moving. Yasa should be your guy, game 1.
Yeah. Oh, Elijah is here.
Oh, he's been over here. I've been watching him.
Oh. Yeah.
I think I'm going to buy Elijah like one of those bike horns, though. So we know he's coming or upset or some of the case. Good morning, Elijah.
I need a train horn attached to my truck is what I need.
Okay, we'll get into it. You've had yourself a morning.
No, it's been fine. Just every single day, the traffic on Cornhusker is getting more and more frustrating to me. I know most people at home probably don't care. They probably don't spend as much time on Cornhusker Highway as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
I missed the turn today and had to go further down and then pull a U-turn. Yeah, it's a hassle. It's very annoying.
Yeah, Jeff, great question. We were just kind of talking about that.
She said enough.
No,
Cornhusker talk.
I got more. I've already written stuff down that I'm gonna.
Let me just reiterate one more time as a public service announcement. If you're turning left on Cornhusker Highway, you're wrong. I'm gonna honk at you. You can flip me off all you want. I'm still right. You're still the one in the wrong here.
See, that's my gripe with this whole thing is like, I don't care if it's construction or whatever. If there's a don't do this, you shouldn't do that.
You're not.
I watched one this morning that really just, I don't get it. I'm trying to teach my own kids how to drive, you know. I was at the like coming up off 180, turning right on Superior, and it clearly says no right turn on red. Clearly.
Yeah.
It does not say unless nobody's coming through the intersection.
Yeah, that's a big one.
And nobody's looking. Mm-hmm. I'm dumbfounded by them. In Cornhusker, by the way, I know it's a ton of construction, but there's a lot of no lefts that say this arrow and it says no. One, it's a safety thing because where they're stopping at the turn, left are not good.
That's my thing with it. Is if Cornhusker Highway was empty and you see the no left turn sign, and it's like, well, there's no one behind me. There's no one coming the other way. You know, okay. If it's not affecting anybody, okay. But there's so many people that are just treating it like they are more important than everybody else, and their left turn is more important than the flow of traffic.
You're not going to tell me what to do. I'm going right there. Maybe it's the price of gas. That's what's getting them. That little extra go down a quarter mile is hurting them.
I was also thinking about this because I know there's been a lot of advertising and pushing for E85 recently. You got to do the math. If the E85 is not at least, I think the number is 30% cheaper than the E15 or the E10, you're wasting your time and you're actually losing money in the long run. E85 is about, I think it's just over 25% less efficient than your normal full-blooded gasoline.
Just do this.
So there's been like, you can save money at the pump if you're using E85. Yeah, but you're going to fill up in two-thirds of the time.
You know what you can do? I do this all the time. If you don't want the shock of the empty tank to full tank price, stop halfway. Fill it up halfway.
Now we're getting into Charles Barkley conversation. Have you seen that?
I do. I've not seen, but that's what I'm that guy.
Charles Barkley said you can save money on gasoline by just taking it down to a half tank and then filling it back up.
That's what I do. I don't even think about it. I just think about, all right, now it's this number, not that number.
But you're filling up twice as often.
No.
There's less sticker shock.
Probably. I just don't. I like the number.
There's less sticker shock.
I like the number. Now this morning, I did not. Kind of spaced off getting gas and it was down to like, you look like that. Woo!
You know, I pay for the whole tank, so I'm going to use the whole tank.
That's awesome.
But Jeff, give me the E10.
We kind of got it. Yeah. So back to, we're talking Big Ten baseball. Nebraska getting some help yesterday from an RPI perspective with a Michigan State win, an Iowa win, a Stanford win. You jumped to 9.
Did you guys see the end of the Ohio State game last night?
You just mentioned
Big Ten after dark. Ooh, well, I'm not sure because it happened to Arkansas in the College World Series, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember that one? 2 outs in the 9th. They drop a foul balls in a different area of the ballpark. But then you got to come back and then
down the line.
Yeah, theirs was down the line. But then I'm trying to think who they were playing. Was it Vandy?
Might have been.
And anyway, Arkansas then after dropping the foul ball with a chance to win the game, goes and ties it up. And then Arkansas loses in extras.
Hey, catcher, stay on your feet, catch the ball.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking.
It's going to take a banana shape up there.
Yeah.
Be ready.
So that got him last night.
Yeah,
I was up watching that. Jeff, great question. We were just talking about this a little bit too. Getting back, we talked about it yesterday. You guys talked about, do you move Yasset to your Saturday spot for the Big Ten tournament going into a regional? Again, like I said, I'm not that guy. I'm not the look ahead. Hey, we can't look ahead in postseason. Look at some of the stuff that's happening already. Yesterday, hey, Purdue, right? Michigan State got you. There's games like that. I don't think right now in this situation you can play with it.
Mm.
Go get game one. Go get that game one.
There's two ways I look at this. Some of the early results, and the big one I look at yesterday is Ole Miss losing game one of the SEC tournament down in Hoover.
Big help for Nebraska.
Ole Miss just kissed their regional hosting hopes goodbye.
It's
Gone. There are results out there that are helping Nebraska. And the two ways I can look at what you do with your starting pitching rotation. On one hand, winning on Friday night and getting to Saturday as this week progresses seems to look better and better for you to host a regional. You're up to top 10 in RPI. The regionals out there have helped you. If you win that Friday, if you don't take a bad loss, you should be good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll also say that the secondary thing I think you want to look at with your pitching rotation is what are you going to want to do for a regional?
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to get guys in that tournament setting? Do you want them to have similar roles back-to-back weeks? If you're just caring about hosting a regional, Yas is the guy I think you pitch on Friday night because it would appear that Saturday game is going to factor into the committee's eyes less and less as this week goes on. Now, we'll see what the results look like in the next couple of days before you get to Friday. But by the time you get to Friday, there should still be a very, very good chance Nebraska hosts a regional. I don't want to say ticket punched, but if you win that Friday game, it'll be dang close.
Done. Well, and again, like you're going to get more help today.
Yeah.
And because you got Iowa, Michigan State, one of those are going to help more RPI today. And there's other games around the area that are continuing to help you as well. But to me, it's just get that Friday out of the way.
The secondary thing that I'll say, though, is if you're setting yourself up for a regional, and this is the I'm sure discussions that are happening behind the scenes here, what sets you up best for a regional, assuming you're hosting? I look at Ty Horn in a Friday night spot as being the guy I'd want to throw out there in game one of a regional. He is super solid for you.
He's going to have that mentality.
He's got that chip on the shoulder, dog mentality. He's the guy that with the emotions running high, like there would be in the first game of a regional, I think he's going to rise to that moment better than anybody. Not to mention the fact, if you go get 6 innings out of him and he throws somewhere in that 80 pitch range, there's a decent chance you could have him available in a winner-take-all Monday game if it becomes necessary. Because if you remember with the regional, if you win Friday, you win Saturday, you lose Sunday, you'll be playing a winner-take-all, win-or-go-home game on Monday. And if you throw Horn on Friday and then give him 2 days of rest and he's not throwing 120 pitches on a Friday, there's a good chance you can get a couple innings from him on a Monday. And I think that's another thing that you want to be looking forward to is, hey, how do you set your pitching staff up for success? Because if you can throw Horn Friday and then you save your best arm Yasa, assuming it's a win Friday night, for a Saturday spot against maybe an SEC power, like an Arkansas, maybe it's an Ole Miss now that's coming to Lincoln. You have Yasa, you feel a lot better about that spot. And then win the first 2, you give yourself, hey, you have 2 games to win 1 to advance to a super regional. And you'd have Blackowitz on Sunday, and you'd probably start Katsky on Monday, knowing you could go to Horn early if you need to, if you throw him Friday and you give him a couple days of rest. That's another thing you're going to want to look for here as you get into postseason plays is how do you set up your pitching staff for success? And one of the ways you can do that is Big Ten tournament time rolls around. You're playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can kind of give that rotation that you have planned for a regional the chance to work in those spots through a Big Ten weekend.
Kind of like a trial run.
Yeah, a trial run. And that's another thing I'd look at here. Friday's going to be more important. And the best arm, the arm that you trust the most to go out and get you a win and need one is Yasa. He's held lineups down just about all year long. But what's going to work best for you in a regional? It's another question.
There's a lot out there,
and
for sure.
Knowing how thin Nebraska's bullpen is, I asked the question, what are you going to do if it does come down to a Monday game in a regional?
There's a lot out there.
But the most important, flip it around, the most important thing in the regional is taking game one.
Taking game
if you
one.
find yourself in the loser side of things, you have just given yourself a massive uphill battle to climb.
Yes, and that's the same thing in this Big Ten tournament, the regionals, all that. So, I mean, again, this will be a scientific view, and that the guys are getting paid a lot of money to figure that out. And whatever they do, they'll probably be second guess no matter what. But again, we'll be waiting tomorrow. After tomorrow, we'll know who our opponent is. They'll be coming in playing their 4th game.
Yep. Because you got the whoever advanced out of the losers bracket.
Yeah. Speaking of trying to figure out pitching, be that team.
Yeah.
With their 4th game in as many days coming up. So.
And let's see, your candidate. I think you just talked about this, but your candidates that you could be playing would be either Ohio State, Rutgers, or the loser of Michigan and Washington. So Michigan and Washington is today.
They're both today. 1 o'clock, Rutgers, Ohio State, and 9 o'clock tonight, Michigan, Washington.
And then whoever wins Rutgers, Ohio State will advance to play the loser of Washington, Michigan. and then whoever wins that game is your opponent.
Can they do something to fix this?
What do you mean?
It's like a jigsaw puzzle until you get into the bracket.
A little bit, yeah. This is the best formula they've had in a while, though. I know we're only a day in here.
I just want to shut my eyes and just do this.
I
want to cover up the left side of the bracket and just say, all right.
This beats last year's.
That was terrible. The pods and all that was
horrible.
Awful. That's like trying to figure out the NBA play-in in-season tournament. Who wins it?
Well, I said on Monday, this feels like you're just kind of, it's the Big Ten go into the Magic 8 Ball and asking how they want to structure their conference tournament every single year.
We don't know. We don't know.
But this one, it values you finishing top 4. The only sticking point I have is that, man, there's a massive difference between being the 4 seed and the 5 seed, but that's just how tournaments are going to go. The top 4 are super protected this year.
They are.
I don't think there's any better way to go about it, though. I think for what you have, knowing that the top of your conference is stacked and knowing that teams 6 through 14 in your conference are all kind of bad, I think you want to protect the teams that have a chance of actually playing regional ball and actually hosting a regional.
Yep.
And, hey, the teams that have a chance at it.
Well, those 4 right there.
UCLA, USC, Oregon, and Nebraska, the 4 teams that actually have a chance at hosting a regional, you've protected them and you've given them the chance to kind of fight for their spot. So I think this year's bracket is a win for the Big Ten. Now, if the Big Ten gets more competitive and you have 8 competitive teams in the Big Ten, this is not the best setup.
No, until you get there.
Luckily, most of the Big Ten doesn't care about baseball.
Well, I was just going to say that. Luckily, they just don't care. They don't.
You do only have about 4 teams that care.
They barely care about the top 4 at this point.
One of my favorite things was Sunday night. They released the bracket for the Big Ten baseball tournament. And then later Sunday night, they went, wait, actually, we screwed it up. We didn't get it right, which is just the perfect way to.
We screwed it up.
That's so Big Ten.
Mm-hmm.
You screwed up the official release of your bracket for the Big Ten baseball tournament. That shows how much you care.
Do you wonder who's actually doing the bracket and their level within the Big Ten offices?
They've just got some part-time intern doing it.
He's an admin.
Yeah, sorry, he messed up. He actually had his college graduation today.
Yeah, they had to wake him up. He was actually coming home from his own grad party.
Yeah.
And he forgot that he had a deadline.
We called him out of his grad party. He had to go do some work for us really quick.
Yeah. Baseball. What? We're doing a bracket for baseball? Was the question. So,
all right. What's the field hockey bracket looking like? That's what the Big Ten cares about. A little bit easier. The lacrosse.
Hockey itself. So, all right, let's take another break. We'll come back and we'll do some this day in sports stuff. Paid article, dumb. The article, I clicked it, but it's paid. Class C controversy. Elimination. It was an elimination game. 7th inning must be replayed after pitch count protest.
Where was this?
It just says Class C state, and it's a.
Okay, well, so
I can't. If I click it, it's a paid article, and I'm not going to say where it's from. It's going to be like
okay. So it's an issue where there was
somebody went over their pitch count.
Yeah, and either a team messed up the pitch count numbers
or reported it wrong
or reported it incorrectly.
Okay. Probably on purpose.
So they got to go back and replay the 7th with somebody else on the mound that has pitches.
Yes,
that's insane.
What's
insane is what I sent you guys.
Well, and that's the difference. Is we know how Illinois tried to protest that game last week against, or not Illinois, Minnesota tried to protest the game against Nebraska.
Yep.
The thing is if you get a pitch count issue in the 3rd inning, I doubt the protest is going to be upheld. But in the 7th inning, tight ball game,
somebody's holding that in their pocket, going, "Yeah, watch this."
Mm-hmm.
Click. Somebody on the other side had their clicker out. That's about as crazy as Will Wade at LSU right now.
Oh,
we're gonna get into that with T.
He's putting together a
NBA
roster.
Jeff Goodman was pretty honest about it, wasn't he? We can't. I listened to that. It's unplayable. I think he drops a couple words in it.
We can. East beat Papio South 8-1. And Papio South beat Grand Island.
So we have
in the elimination game. So East will play Papio South today for a chance to advance to Friday.
Eastwell.
And then Millard North will play Millard South with a chance to advance to
Okay.
the championship.
Ooh, what time are these games?
Millard North and Millard South starts in 15 minutes. Lincoln East and Papio South is this afternoon at 4.
Those are like the worst possible times for me today. I got games tonight. Well, I guess it's not until 7:30.
Because so how it works is Millard North and Millard South. If Millard South wins, it'd be an immediate replay.
Okay.
You'd go immediate to game 2.
Woo!
And the same with Lincoln East and Papio South today. So you've left the gap in there in case you have to play another game. So say Millard South beats Millard North this morning, immediate replay Millard South, then play Millard North, and then you'd go to the Lincoln East Papio South game, which if Papio South wins, then you'd go another immediate replay tonight.
My goodness. Welcome back in the morning hookup. A few moments left. Asked me in the first hour. Thanks for hanging out with us. As you were just on the stream doing a little state baseball update where we're at. Kind of give us the lay of the land where we're at because there's some determining games that you're up for the finals, right?
Yes. Up in Class A, you do have a Lincoln school. So we'll take you through the results the last couple of days. Lincoln East beat Papio South. I think this game ended up being played, was it late Monday or Tuesday? I don't know why Lincoln East beat Papio South 8-1. That sent Papio South down to the losers bracket. Papio South beat Grand Island in an elimination game 3-1 to advance back to play Lincoln East again. How this works down there, so this is this afternoon. Lincoln East will take on Papio South. If they win, they're into the state championship game on Friday night. If they lose, there's an immediate replay with both teams and with a loss with it's be win or go home. Whoever wins goes to the championship game on Friday. Whoever loses goes home. So that's the setup. The other side of the bracket, same system with the immediate replay. You have Millard North and Millard South. Millard North already beat Millard South 11-1. Millard South went and beat West Side, eliminated them, got themselves back up into this. So Millard North needs to win 1. Millard South needs to win 2.
Good.
So that's what we're looking at up in Class A.
Also out there, congratulations. There was soccer championships yesterday. Pius gets it done in the Class B side over Blair in that one. First title since 2005. They're third overall in that one. So got it done. I know it was others, but that's, I believe, the only local Lincoln school that was playing for a state championship up there.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking down. Lincoln Lutheran is still alive down in Class C. They are the team that came out on the winner's side of that second bracket. So Lincoln Lutheran has Ron Colley this afternoon, a chance to advance to the state title game on Friday. We talked about it briefly during the break. There was a protested game that was upheld down in Class C between, I think that was Central City Centura and then Guardian Angels Central Catholic West Point. So there's going to be a replay there for the right to go play Mount Michael up in Class C. But Lincoln Lutheran's still there. Down in Class B, area school Seward. Seward came out of the losers bracket. They're taking on Elkhorn North, who is I've umpired for them this year. They're really good. They need to go win twice against Elkhorn North to make it to the state title game. On the other side, it's Scott Catholic and Omaha Gross.
Ooh, lots going on. It's be a beautiful day for it. Let's do some this day in sports. How about this day in sports? In 1984, one Roger Clemens got his first victory as a pitcher.
In 1734, the first American Jockey Club formed in South Carolina. We're going way back. Part of me wonders, like with 1734, how much of that is like you found one flyer at one point in time. You're just going with the approximation. Oh, look at that. They have a Jockey Club meeting on May 20th, 1734, and one flyer survived.
Wow.
How much of that history is just approximation of like, well, this is the earliest Jockey Club we can find.
That was interesting.
But first, by this, the first American Jockey Club forms in South Carolina.
1991, the second best basketball player of all time, Michael Jordan, was named the NBA MVP.
You broke your pen.
I don't care. It's dumb.
I don't think anybody could see that, but Hooksy just threw a pen at the window.
And that's why we keep the glass there. It's for the producer's safety.
I that was an attempt to make Hooksy mad, and it worked. So
Oh, just a little touch, just let you know.
If he really wanted to, he could break that glass. He could really rear back.
This day in 2015, the NFL announced that extra points would be kicked from the 15-yard line, starting with the 2015 season.
oh, this one's great. Okay, I don't know if you
Guys
guys
nailed one. He's like, got it.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen this guy, Magnus Carlsen,
Oh yeah,
the
chess player.
chess grandmaster. 2025, he played to a draw against an online team of 143,000 players around the world. It was him versus 143,000 people, and
I assume they're like voting on what move to make.
yeah, something like that. Well, this guy, I don't know if you ever, he plays competitive chess, and he's so good that he shows up pretty much late to his matches. It's kind of like disrespectful to his opponents a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's running in late. His hair looks terrible. He barely got his clothes on. He shakes their hand. He's like, all right, let's go. And then he just
Beats him in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
You just described the morning hookup at 9:04, 30 seconds to go.
Hey, whenever you're good, you're good. I know Magnus Carlsen also does live streams where he drinks pretty good and then he just goes and plays random people online and just smokes them. Like, and you can tell he doesn't have all his faculties, but then the chessboard lights up and it's like he locks in.
Yeah.
He locks in and still beats him.
Speaking of being late, did you see the reported story going back to the PGA Championship? Was it Higo who arrived late to the golf course? It's now out there that him and his caddy have parted ways. Sounds like caddy is really disturbed. He missed the cut by one.
Oh, yeah.
It cost the caddy a paycheck.
Mm.
Missed it by one.
I still want the story. Was it a guy who woke up late? Was it a guy that had an emergency bathroom visit after the range session? It's like just sitting in there pushing or like,
yeah.
What's going on there?
You're at the door going, we got to go.
I'm trying.
Let's go, man. I can't call the pro shop and get our tea time moved. Oh, any birthdays out there for this one?
I haven't checked, but I do have a game in 1960, a baseball game in Milwaukee. Don't even have the opponent. Postponed due to an extremely dense fog. Interesting.
Birthdays, May 20. Let's see. Sports birthdays on May 20. Oh. Today's famous athletes today include David Wells.
Oh.
How about David Wells, lefty pitcher?
Was it perfect game or no hitter that he
perfect
game?
Happy birthday. Happy birthday also Tony Stewart.
Smoke. American Auto Racer. I kind of briefly met him actually. Fun fact. His wife does drag racing now, NHRA circuit, and they have open pits down in Denver, so you could walk through the pit section. And while they were rebuilding his wife's car's engine, he was just kind of standing out there chatting with all the fans and got to kind of sit there.
Nice.
And I don't think I directly asked Tony anything, but he was kind of just sitting there chatting with the folks and got to chat with Tony Stewart. He's actually now running drag racing because I believe his wife is pregnant.
I think you're right.
So he is actually currently running drag racing, which is an electric sport. Love me some drag racing. It is a sport unlike any other for hearing damage.
For Marshawn Lattimore, happy birthday. What's out there?
Petr Cech. Are you guys familiar with Petr Cech?
Nope.
He's a soccer goalie that I know because he wore a funny little hat. Ready? I'm going to pull up this picture.
Let me get out of here real quick so I can see that.
I need this to save though. Okay. I got it pulled up. It was like one of the concussion-proof hats. He did it before it was cool. There's this funny little hat.
That's awesome. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. Fast-moving first hour. Coming up, a whole lot more to include one Husker legend, Henry Chi Buchanan. Sit back, relax. We'll be right back.
Bloating, abdominal pain, and sometimes oily stools. Sound familiar? Those stomach issues may actually be a pancreas issue called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Creon pancrelipase may help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. Call 800-633-9110 or visit creoninfo.com to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
I'm asking my doctor about EPI and if Creon could help.
Hey, sis. Missed you this morning. Kim told me you weren't feeling well, so I'm just doing a self-care check.
Ah, thank you, friend.
How you doing?
Girl, listen, my energy was so low because I didn't eat breakfast when I got up, so I had to miss virtual yoga with y'all.
Trust me, I understand.
But I'm doing much better now that I've eaten, so I'm back on track.
Great. In that case, let's get some steps in tonight. I'll come over and we can walk around the lake.
Sounds good. Appreciate you being in my business, too. Now, let me get in yours. Did you check your blood pressure today?
I did that and my squats. Okay?
Okay.
High blood pressure is not going to be my friend if I can help it. See you at 6?
Let's get it. See you then.
Now more than ever, it's important that we protect our hearts and the hearts of those we love. Check in on one another and be a part of the healthy blood pressure movement. Rally your squad to take the online pledge at releasethepressure.org. Brought to you by the Release the Pressure Coalition and the Ad Council.
Spring is sprung, and big savings are in full bloom at Menards. Visit Menards Garden Center for everything you need to get your garden growing. Choose from hundreds of beautiful, colorful flowers, lush trees and shrubs, and everything in between. Menards Garden Center is back in bloom. Stop in today to get your garden on. Check out fresh deals happening now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The KFOR Sportscasters Club recognizes Lincoln area high school coaches and contributors for the 2025-26 school year that were honored through a virtual presentation. Congratulations to our Vince Aldrich Sportsperson of the Year, Ed Muller, public address announcer at Northeast, Ralph Beechner, Coaches of the Year, Mitch Onutka of Southwest Softball, Alex Baugh of Southwest Boys Basketball, and Tommy Johnson of North Star Girls Basketball. Retirement Award recipient is Lincoln Lutheran Volleyball coach Sue Ziegler. Thanks to our corporate and gold-level sponsors, Sandhills Global, and members of the KFOR Sportscasters Club.
Find exactly what you are and aren't looking for. It's JCPenney's Memorial Day sale, and you'll save an extra 25% off with coupon on all your summer essentials. Yes, JCPenney. Valid 5/18 through 5/25. Exclusions apply.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ever tried balancing a dozen eggs in one hand while hopping on one foot? Or maybe juggling cats while riding the unicycle? Sounds ridiculous, right? But guess what? That's exactly what texting while driving is like. Your human brain only has the capacity to focus on one thing at a time. So when you're behind the wheel, give driving your undivided attention.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. He was an outspoken advocate for gay rights and helped craft one of the most significant pieces of legislation on financial reform in a generation. ABC National correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more on the career of former Congressman Barney Frank.
The boisterous Bostonian was the first member of Congress to voluntarily come out as gay in 1987. 2 years later, Barney Frank's House colleagues voted to reprimand him for unknowingly allowing his roommate to run a prostitution ring out of their home. Over his 16 terms in the House, Frank was a pugnacious defender of Democratic Party principles who also occasionally challenged liberal orthodoxy. As chair of the House Financial Services Committee during the Great Recession, Frank authored key banking reforms in the bill that became known as the Dodd-Frank Act. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
2 police officers who defended the Capitol on January 6th are suing to stop the creation of President Trump's $1.7 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund, calling it the most brazen act of presidential corruption this century.
Even Senate Republican leader John Thune says he's, quote, not a big fan of the fund.
There are and will be, continue to be, a lot of questions around that the administration is going to have to answer.
Among those who could benefit, those who were charged in connection with the January 6th attack on the Capitol, including roughly 600 people who were charged with obstruction or assaulting police. At least 170 pleaded guilty, and dozens of others were found guilty by jury.
ABC's Mary Bruce. The Justice Department's expected to announce an indictment today against former Cuban leader Raul Castro in connection with the shoot-down of a plane carrying humanitarian supplies in the 1990s that left 3 Americans dead. The wildfire that's been burning in Simi Valley, California, has now led to 43,000 evacuations. Dow's up 358. This is ABC News.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
An early morning shooting in southeast Lincoln. Good morning, I'm Jeff Motes. We're at 52 degrees at KFOR. Lincoln police are still at the scene of an incident reported around 3:30 this morning at a home not far from 56th and South. According to LPD, in a brief conversation with KFOR News this morning, there was an apparent shooting. At this point, though, there was nothing life-threatening. No other details were immediately available. We're wrapping up a media briefing at this time on additional details that may have been given. We'll have the latest posted at KFORnow.com. The National Weather Service has posted storm surveys of 6 tornadoes in eastern Nebraska Sunday and Monday. The first twister Sunday night was south of Winnebago in Thurston County, which was rated an EF1 with winds of 95 miles per hour. A second tornado touched down near the Platte River north of Ashland and Saunders County with peak winds of the storm clocked at 104 miles per hour. Third and final tornado hit the southwest edge of Plattsmouth in northeastern Cass County with winds of 104 miles per hour for about 2 minutes. 3 tornadoes Monday were confirmed too, including an EF1 near Elk Creek in Johnson County, another EF1 touchdown in Nemaha County near Auburn, and just south of Highway 136, a smaller tornado touchdown south of Julian, also in Nemaha County. That one rated an EF0. A group of Lincoln police officers and Lancaster County Sheriff's deputies helped carry the torch with the Flame of Hope to start the Special Olympics Nebraska State Games that will take place next week in Omaha. It's time for schools, nonprofits, businesses, volunteers, and law enforcement partners to come together in supporting Special Olympics athletes and their families, according to Lincoln Police Chief Michonne Morrow.
This partner shows that what can happen when a community comes together for a shared purpose, a shared why. As we look ahead, the Lincoln Police Department remains committed to supporting the Special Olympics.
7,600 athletes will be participating in the Special Olympics State Games up in Omaha starting next Wednesday. The opening ceremonies are next Thursday. Partly sunny today and a high of 63. I'm Jeff Motes, KFOR News.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
You want to make a difference? Look at yourself and make the change. Welcome back to the Morning Hookup, hour number 2. Thanks for hanging out with us. Like it, that had to be the greatest text you ever got. Yeah. Those reminders are right in my wheelhouse. Yeah. I booked a haircut 2 weeks ago. Got the reminder text. 10 a.m. on the dot. I have a haircut coming up here. Oh, I'm not sure. You guys, if you're not listening, or if you're not watching on the stream, you're just listening on the radio, it's bad, my hair right now. It's long. I'm starting to get curls in the back, which has never happened to me before. Let it go. No. Let it go. Man. I have too many bachelor parties and weddings and things like that coming up. Walking with a new look. I had an engagement party over the weekend, and I was sitting there stressed about my hair for like 25 minutes. Like, this is just this is bad. Not that the engagement party is about me, but I want to be my best way to like style it and what you were doing. Or yeah, because the typical styling was not working because it's just way too long. I mean,
it sounds like both my boys.
We can look at that.
Sounds like both my boys at like 5 minutes before they got to leave the house. It's like, fix it, man. It's good. Go. If I see this thing one more time, they're like, I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
Is this a look?
That's it.
Nice.
Bro, that looks like a little Ace Ventura.
Little faux hawk.
Or something about Mary.
Wrong answers only. What kind of haircut should I get?
Oh, the trout.
A skullet.
Faux hawk.
Yeah. Well, congrats.
Or I could go straight mohawk. Get the side shaved.
The Liberty Spike mohawk.
Yeah, that's a summer look. Chet Hanks would say, "White boy summer."
Just get after.
You guys follow along
haircuts.
with that? You guys follow along with Chet Hanks at all?
Coming up, Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan.
It's no fun. Tom Hanks' son, Chet Hanks. He's a.
Oh, is he in
He's got problems. That's a simple way to put it.
Is he's in there's a show, is he in Turning Point? It's on Netflix with Kate Hudson. Have you seen that one? It's really good.
No.
It feels like she's it's a family
Running Point?
Running Point. That's it. He's in that.
Yeah, he is in that.
He's the point guard.
Yep.
Yes. So I do follow that because of that. It feels like Running Point with Kate Hudson and Hanks in it. It is a depiction of the Los Angeles Lakers.
I assume Jeannie Buss.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels like that because dad does this and dad's, I believe, gone. And then he lends it off. And then the son has some issues.
Can't hear y'all.
That they moving on to the daughter. My goodness. It is Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. Man, it looks sunny out there. Uh-oh. Nope.
No, can you hear us?
Earth to T. Earth to T.
Blink if you can hear us. Blink twice.
Looks like some connection problems.
Yeah, I think we had a little. We'll get him.
See you, T.
We'll get him back. Man, I was fired up for that one. You see all the sun out there? But I want to talk hoop. We'll talk a lot of hoops with T coming up. I'm gonna get into the Will Wade stuff a little bit and the landscape of college. But that guy is signing like an NBA team. If you played for an NBA team or you signed with him, Will Wade wants you.
Yeah.
It is what is bad for basketball, college basketball right now.
I think there's one currently that's going to need a judge to pass it.
Well,
in court.
It's Ruiz, right? Ruiz. He was at St. John's last year.
Yeah.
He actually signed a 2-way contract.
He played in some preseason games with the Celtics.
Yes. Yeah. That rule is cut and dry, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? Or, you know what? I guess I'm wrong. Anything with the NCAA is not cut and dry anymore. But it clearly states that you can't play in any type of action like that. T, we got you, bro.
Just a second. Wait a minute.
All right. We got a little connection things going on out there. He gone. Oh, he's back.
He's back. He's back.
He's back. There he is. He's back. Would they put you on the guest Wi-Fi? Like they don't give you the real Wi-Fi password?
Hey, I just got to get the link in so Elijah can upgrade my iPad. I don't know what's going on with this.
Oh,
thing.
you're on the calendar. IT Elijah.
Resident IT guy.
Hey, what's up, my man? Got the Husker gear on. The sun is shining out there in Scottsdale, my friend.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Can't wait for the weekend and get some golf in. And yeah, it's a Memorial Day weekend. You know, it's always remember growing up in Indiana with the Indy 500 this weekend, and you know you can hear those car engines all across the city in Indianapolis, no matter where you live, and almost like you're in the stadium. And it's pretty cool, pretty dope event. Even though I'm in the NASCAR now, but I grew up at the open wheel racing. Let's put it that way, and good stuff.
Again, we got Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. T, give me a little look and insight of, you know, it's we're coming up, school's getting done, and probably getting a little break right now. When you guys were around Lincoln, what were you doing? What kind of things that you guys do to keep yourself fresh, keep the hoops rolling? Maybe like you got new guys coming to town, what you did, and because obviously in the era that we're in now, there's a lot of the portal this, the portal that. You have 6 to 7, 8 new guys showing up in your hometown, and you're trying to introduce them into the culture.
Well, number one, we had summer jobs. We had to work. Yep. We didn't have NIL. So D. Vic and I had the pleasure of working for Linwell Welding.
Mm-hmm.
John Breslow was the owner, and kind of looked after us, worked during the day, and based on how many hours we put in. And then we went to any and every court in Lincoln to play pickup ball, just to play, stay in shape, and look for different venues to play, different people to play against, and really to work on our craft. You know, during the summer is the opportunity to work on things that you can't work on during the season in practice or during games, or Coach Nee and Coach Bargan and those individuals would kind of look at you like, I haven't seen that before. Only work on plays, the moves that you do in practice that's going to be successful. But it was opportunity, like I said, just to continue playing throughout the summer and earn a living. You know, and in this, you know, today's era is so much different with NIL, where it's not required to have a job. You just sign a paycheck and you're good to go. And you know, which more power to the new generation and the landscape of basketball, and giving these individuals, these younger players, a chance for opportunity to obtain generational wealth. So I'm a big proponent of it and supportive, in which we had it back in the day. Then also we had basketball camps. You get opportunity to see some of the local high school players from surrounding states. I remember Mike Miller. I think he was from South or North Dakota, the stud that ended up playing at Florida, won a championship, and in addition to playing there, he played some years with the Heat or what have you. Guys like that come into camp, and you're getting the chance to see the local talent, Midwest talent, and future Huskers potentially. I know Coach Nee recruited him pretty heavy, but I'm not going to say Florida was the under the table stuff, but I think a lot of the schools, until NIL and the transfer portal came, I can say just like anyone else, I do believe schools were doing things to attract the type of talent that they attracted for years, and now it's an even playing field. So that's why you see some of these legendary coaches talking against it, because people are caught up with them. And that's why we're seeing teams like Indiana and success, Nebraska basketball's had, softball, you name it, across the board. And I was just talking to a good friend of mine's, Coach Samuel, with me last weekend. And we were just talking about the landscape of collegiate sports and how competitive Nebraska is is in all sports, and it's a great thing to see. And it has a lot to do with this NIL and transfer portal, which they are just in a whole different way of life. And it's, but we just got to keep up with times. I still think we're still a little bit behind with the European basketball for various reasons, because our NBA is becoming a European sport. You've asked me, rules and you name it, and it's not what we were brought up watching. But it's still talented, because if y'all didn't watch Wemby the other day, I mean, we are seeing some things we just never seen before at that position, and you know, and I know SGA, you know, getting the MVP back to back, and the skill set that he brings, and I didn't realize how many players in the day's game are from Europe or Puerto Rico and different places. I just assumed they were from America. And do you realize this? The last senior that was drafted number 1, guess who it was?
Last senior, like at a college drafted number 1.
Yep, and drafted number 1 and was a senior. Played all 4 years.
Give me what's the school?
Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Hold on, man.
Yeah, I got no idea.
1996.
That wasn't Nick Van Exel.
No, Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin.
Really?
Kenyon Martin was a stud.
I didn't know he went to Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati had some studs on that. But you know what I'm really dumbfounded by? I'm now disappointed after all this landscape that I thought, I mean, like, didn't you guys think Price was going to be working at a local sports store, like selling basketballs to us?
Today's day and age.
Guess I don't get to see him.
But think about that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna roll through the car wash and there. Whoa, what up, Price? Hey, make sure you get the trunk.
Well, isn't that where that quarterback, the Hall of Fame quarterback that won a Super Bowl with Arizona Cardinals, or was it Arizona or was it St. Louis?
Oh, you're talking about Kurt Warner was bagging
Kurt
groceries.
Warner. Wasn't he
literally
bagging groceries in Iowa somewhere?
Oh yeah.
He had to get his career restarted in NFL Europe.
Yep.
Yeah. But he was actually bagging groceries.
Yep.
And now is a Hall of Famer. You know, and I saw an article, it was more of an interview, and I can't think of his name right offhand. He was one of Jennings. Is it Brendan Jennings? Jennings, the little lefty, young. I think he came one of the last ones came out of high school. Yep. What have you? He says that he refuses to play even pickup ball unless you played in NBA. He refuses to even play pickup ball with you. And I'm like, come on, fella. I mean, that's where you learned your craft. You didn't learn playing basketball playing against NBA players. In my case, ABA and NBA players when I was growing up. But that's where we're at now. You know, as far as the skill set and where I was going with that with Kenyon Martin is that our NBA is so young, and it goes back to I know y'all want to have a conversation about the LSU coach, and it just goes back to, and I heard y'all kind of talking about this too, about the kid, Luis, they trying to get back in college or what have you. Is that LSU? Is that LSU?
He was at St. John's, but then he's now signed at LSU, but there's eligibility because the rule says you can't play in any kind of NBA or G League action. He signed a 2-way contract and did play some time there.
Okay, what's the difference between that and Luka playing professional ball in Europe at 14 until he gets drafted? They're playing professionally over there as a teenager, and then they get drafted in the lottery picks or what have you, because you get scouts over there to get this opportunity. Wemby, for instance, who would have thought Wemby, these guys who just playing professional basketball and then put their name in the draft here in the NBA, and they're getting drafted over the kids that have to play at least 1 year, one and done. Now you can't even come out of high school now if you're from here, but you can play over in Europe and play against men and ex-NBA players, European, and there's some great pros over there, and fine-tune your skills. And next thing you know, you're a lottery pick. and I think the NBA teams are investing in a lot of these European players because they're watching them at 13 and 14 playing these maybe lower professional leagues that eventually gets the opportunity to play in more competitive leagues. And next thing you know, they come to NBA, they're NBA ready. Even some of these freshmen that are on some of these college teams are playing over in Europe first professionally, then now they're playing college ball. But now don't get me wrong, you don't play in the best league in the world, and next thing you know, you want to I want to go back to college. Now that's a whole different story in a sense, but I'm not playing the devil's advocate, but we may need to look at that holistically and not just NBA players and American players who gets in the G League and maybe sign a 2-day contract or 10-day contract, and then it's going to take me a while to develop, so let me go develop in college and where I can play a lot, because I don't know what the G League's a lot. If it's anything like the CBA back in the day, I mean, it was feast or famine. Whoever got the ball shot it. So anyway.
As an aside, it's got to be demoralizing to be a professional basketball player in Europe, and here comes Luka Doncic at age 15 taking your lunch money and getting you fired. That's got to be tough.
Yeah, yes, but don't they get like basketball schools or something like that where
it's much more like the soccer system, where if you're worth anything, you get signed at age 10.
Yes,
and you're playing in like youth academies. And then, hey, once they think you're ready to go play some pro basketball, if you're 14, if you're 18, if you're 19, it doesn't matter. They'll move you up and they'll have you go play pro basketball. So it kind of fits that soccer system, which is the fact that there's not independent, there's like little independent for fun clubs, but then you have pro teams that come in and scout. It'd be the equivalent of a professional baseball scout coming to U10 baseball games and looking for talent. And if you're good, you'll go play on a pro baseball team's U10 team that goes and plays against other pro baseball U10 teams. And then if you're good at age 14, hey, you're playing double A ball at age 14 if you're good enough, which is crazy to think about.
I know it, but think about that now in these players that we don't every year in the NBA draft, these players are coming from out of nowhere from Europe. And I'm like, I never heard of this guy. And all they do is show us highlights during the draft. And okay, I'll see highlights, and they're playing against pros, and the next thing you know, they're getting drafted in front of folks that we've seen play, But I would say this though, NBA scouts are really onto something, because just watching and I remember watching Dylan Harper play, and they talked about him all year last year of being a top 2-3 pick in the NBA, and even though I felt that he was, but they scouted this kid right, and I think San Antonio groomed him right, where and I know it took Fox getting hurt for him to finally start in the playoffs, but just playing at that level, seeing kids like that that of course he has genes. Ron Harper was the first one that we touted being the next Michael Jordan until he hurt his knee. But that's what we had here. And just watching San Antonio Spurs play, and OKC and how young those two teams are, and just watching that talent, it's to me, are we seeing the best of the best?
It's interesting right now.
It
with
is.
All that. So, hey, we're going to take our first break. Sit back and stay with us, T. As we take a break, we'll come back with more with Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, hey, did you watch that Jeff Goodman video?
Yes.
Goodness,
yes. He's not a fan. He's not a fan.
Goodness, yes.
Yes, he's not.
Will Wade's what's bad for college.
It is the way he's doing it, and he's almost, and I'm not going to put Calipari in that same league, but we talked about Calipari in this.
Yeah.
Every school he left, they went on probation, starting with UMass, then Kentucky, and then he went to the NBA, then kind of flopped, and then he came back to college, and now, and I've seen the 30 for 30 on him.
Cal.
Yeah. And but I guess he's just not to this guy's extreme, this Wade guy. And it seems like he's just a dirtbag.
Like the reports right now from from an Israeli publication is that LSU has offered the 25-year-old guard an estimated $5 million.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I saw that. But that's still less than AJ got paid last year, isn't it?
I think, it's hard because they don't report. I mean, you get the estimates, obviously. But
yeah,
I heard AJ the 7, but
yeah. Then I also saw something that said he was 4.8. Well, still for $5 million. I mean,
sorry about your bad luck, AJ. You only got 4.8.
But it's generational wealth. I mean, for these kids, and one thing, and I think y'all might have saw this interview with Calipari, is what his concern is about these kids is getting this wealth so early on in school is that the system is not teaching them how to invest. They're not teaching them how to take care of their money. They're not teaching them, how to, because a lot of these kids, unfortunately, not every one of them is going to make it to the league, number one. And number two, how do you manage that money at 18, 17, 18, 19? You don't think about that. If somebody put that much money in your pocket,
they're going to turn out a lot like lottery winners, broke.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. And that's, and I don't have any proof of that. You always hear about these NBA and NFL players and even baseball for that matter, that how quick they go broke after they're out the league, because they didn't invest or they were bad investments. The Ponzi schemes came in the 80s where they were just taking, I think Coach Nee was part of that scheme, actually, that Ponzi. And that he's still recovering from. And so you do have crooks out there, and who's to protect young kids?
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Morning Hookup. Thanks for hanging out with us on a beautiful Wednesday. Hanging out with Husker Legend here at YouTube again. Hey, just to update, as we've been talking about baseball earlier, there's stuff they're out. It says Will Bolt is said we're going to play it pretty much straight up, as Yasa will go to the bump on Friday.
Okay.
So now you kind of get it. They're going to face either Michigan, Washington, Ohio State, or Rutgers. They're going to confirm that Ace Carson Yasa will be your Friday guy as they get their opponent the next couple of days.
Hey, and how about the women's softball? They play tomorrow as another, super. And it's the first time hosting a super regional. Now, is that one and done in the super regional?
No. It's a best of 3 series against Oklahoma State beginning Thursday night.
So that's it. We only play Okie State, best of 2 out of 3, and whoever wins that.
College World Series. That's it.
Because Tennessee got us last year. Is the team that beat us last year.
Tennessee in the Supers. Yep.
Yeah.
It's out. And now they played Oklahoma State twice. They split with Okie State, and the rubber match got rained out, right? Was it a weather-related situation?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, weather-related. So we've got a 1-1 record against them.
Okay, and I've watched both those games. Of course, I've watched Iowa, then I watched the series with Minnesota with that. But did y'all watch the softball game, the last one when the freshman was pitching? And they start calling her sassy because she started feeling it, and this is the way she was walking around the mounds. I mean, I just, it's just fun to watch, man, and the crowd and the things of that sort. And it looks like we're hosting there too, and then men's baseball with the opportunity. 2 seed right behind UCLA. The opportunity to make it to the to play home in the World Series, and I think the last time we played it wasn't Nome our pitcher was. It was last time we were actually competitive.
They made a regional in 2007. They hosted a regional in 2007. I should say that's the last time they hosted one, and that went poorly for them.
Okay, but I'm talking about when we actually
The CWS.
That was 05 Arizona
Java.
State Java.
Yep.
Was Gordo still? No, that was Gordo.
Nope.
1 year after Gordo.
1 year after.
Okay.
2005.
2005.
Yeah. Hey, T, with that, man, you talked about the freshman on the bump. Back in the day when you walked in the gym, did you play with any freshmen that had that moxie?
Actually, we did. Well, heck, it was easy. Bo Reed. Bo Reed played with confidence, man. And wasn't scared of no one. And played tough. And I just remember, D. Vick and Bernard Day was his nemesis, that he had to, battle with. And then I had to deal with Rodney Curtis. Rodney Curtis was a freshman that was cat quick, athletic, and jump out the gym, could shoot it and defend. So personally, I had to deal with him, and then that's my first year. In second year, then Clifford Scales come in, and then of course Rodney had gotten hurt, and then Clifford Scales was trying to make a name for himself, and that came in and it ended up being a 3-year starter for Nebraska, the Hall of Famer. So yes, you deal with the freshmen, and but when you got arguably the second best pitcher in the conference, as a freshman, it's a whole nother level. And just watching between her and Jordy just alternating and how they do it. And it's been a treat so far. And how about a shout out to our shot putter? Was it a shot putter that got second and broke the record, the second longest throw in the history, and now I didn't know if it's history of the Big Ten tournament, but it was a shout out to the track team, I think finishing number 2 in the Big Ten, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I think I know what we're gonna do with you. Whenever you're done doing what you're doing, why don't we just hire Henry T. Buchanan as the SID of Nebraska?
Hey, I just love talking to sports, man, and with emphasis on basketball. Now I can talk basketball till I'm blue in the face, and really excited about both programs, men's and women, and so I can't wait to get there to visit, because that's where I get my first taste, y'all. I come to Lincoln, and the first thing I do is go to the gym and watch those kids work out, and I get to see up and close and personal what type of skill set that these kids have, and how they play, and how they carry themselves, around some of the upperclassmen, and just their skill set. Are they coming in to try to make a name, or are they trying to fit in, or are they coming in to say, I'm going to be the man? And with the culture that Coach Hoiberg and his staff has built, that, and he said it to us a couple of weeks ago, that, they look for certain type of players that has high character, and team players and what have you. And so I always like to just go see for myself before I even make any type of predictions. And remember, you still got to make prediction of what you see without seeing the other Big Ten schools. And then I got to wait and read about them and see some of their exhibition games before I can size up Nebraska against with our talent versus their talent, which I'll put Coach Hoiberg up against any coach in the country, let alone the Big Ten. But yeah, so it's a guy. I mean, if you're a Nebraska fan, this has been a phenomenal year for Nebraska fans in all sports, and we're continue to compete at a high level in all sports. And I'm waiting on Matt Rule and to see what he does this year with what we lost with Emmett Johnson going to the league, and some other key components, and maybe what we lost in the transfer portal, and see how we replace them, and see if we can hit the ground running. And I wish we can go back to this way spring games used to be, where you can kind of analyze the talent, and see what you have, and watch them compete at a high level. But we're just in a whole different era now, fellas. So we just gotta wait and see.
Well, T, as you make it through off-season playing, and you see this with plenty of sports, how important is, generally speaking, toughness to any team out there. I think you see it with the Husker baseball team. No matter what the score is, they show that mental and that physical toughness to battle back. You say the same thing about the softball team. Like, hey, the bats weren't working as well as they would have hoped this weekend, but you show that toughness, especially in the circle, and the defense backing them up as well, and you go win games 1-0 if you have to. The basketball team this year, they showed so much toughness and battled against adversity, even when things weren't going their way. You look at the game against Indiana, you look at the game against Vanderbilt, and you see that toughness on display. Michigan might be the best example when you go on the road down 2 of your best players and you go out there and battle it out for 40 full minutes. How important is toughness to any sporting team with just the ability to go out and compete?
Well, that's easy. That's going to start with your leaders on the team, and it's going to start with the coaching staff, and they instill that toughness. And you look sometimes to your leaders on the court or on the field or what have you, but also you're looking at your coaches, your head coach, and how they handle adversity and challenges that's put in front of them, and their demeanor and how they're coaching you and what they're saying, and are they building you or are they putting you down? And I've told these stories in the past, about some of our pregame talks, and sometimes and I think that was our Coach Nee's a way of motivating us when he would watch us warm up and we go in there before the national anthem and the starting five, and he's going over the scout reports, and he'll look at us and say, I watched you guys warm up, and it looks like you guys gonna get beat by 35-40. That was our motivational speech before games, and then we went out there to prove him wrong, and it worked for us, But when Coach also really emulated confidence in us, you played with confidence, and it's always up to your leader. It's almost being like being a big brother or a parent, or a mentor or a leader of a pack or what have you. They always look to that leader for confidence, and that's how you and a lot of people are self-motivated and already comes with self-confidence, and you can't shake that. But it's the culture, and it's who you built around you, and who the players look up to, and how that person's reacting. And for instance, like if it's in a tough game and it's last 5 minutes, the last thing I need my teammates looking at me, and I'm looking around like an owl, like I don't want the ball, I don't want to touch the ball, and things that. So then if they see that I'm lacking confidence, what type of confidence you think they're going to have? So I always played with confidence no matter what, and I let my play speak for it, and I wasn't afraid to take that big shot. And I wasn't afraid to give it to my teammates to take that big shot as well. And that's what success is all about. And that's built, that culture is built in the players that you recruit at all levels and in all sports. And that's just what it takes. And I've seen it where, and John, I hear John Starks talk about this all the time, and Reggie Miller talk about John, and they tell it a little bit different. But I remember in that when Reggie scored all those points in less than a minute, I think it was, at Madison Square Gardens. And I remember John Starks. Reggie says that, no, it wasn't Reggie that said it, but it would have been Mark Jackson that made this comment. But Reggie said it too, that when they fouled him, they could tell that John didn't want no parts of that free throw. Zero confidence. And you didn't see him and his teammates coming up to him and telling him he got this. And when he broke those free throws, and then John said Reggie was so much into his mind that that's the game. I think it wasn't the same. It was the game after that when he headbutted him. I think he got suspended. But anyway, but it's still your coaches and your teammates. And I remember the same thing with myself at Oregon when I had to shoot those free throws. When Coach Nee wouldn't even look at me. But he knew I had confidence, so I didn't need his validation. I'm going to go hit these free throws no matter what, because that's the confidence that you have within yourself. So It still just varies, and when you're in the mix of games and heck, ask Cleveland last night, 22-point lead with 7 something to go. He talking about they were on top of the world, and all of a sudden you watch their demeanor and the pressure got to them, and I think that's James Harden. That's his history, not being able to perform under pressure and what have you. So. And that's it. And that's it. Like I said, in all sports and all levels, and Nebraska, for some reason, in all sports, they have it. And I think they really have it in football. And I'm excited to see what Matt Rule brings to the table, because I never say this is do or die for him, but I see that look. I see that look, Bill. And maybe it should be, but. We're still waiting on the day. I still talk to fans, and that's not even Husker fans. It's just they'll tell me college football is still not where it is until Nebraska's back relevant. And we just got to get back there so Elijah and YZ can see how it used to be back in the day, back in the mid-'90s. 80s and what have you. So, and I know y'all got me talking Huskers in these sports, man. Let's go.
T, speaking of that toughness and confidence, a lot of that can be built in the preseason and exhibition games. And it just was announced it was announced prior that Nebraska will have a rematch with BYU in an exhibition game, and they will also be facing off against a very respected program in St. Louis, and Josh Schertz has built that program up. What does that do for a team like Nebraska coming off a Sweet 16, returning players, also facing a St. Louis team that made it to the round of 32 last year, and they'll be returning 9 players from that team as well, starting the season like that?
Well, look what happened this past season. We go to South Dakota. Well, first of all, we get BYU an exhibition game at home and win that, and then we go out to South Dakota and win and beat Oklahoma and I think we beat K-State, who at preseason was supposed they had the nation's leading scorer at the time, and I think pre-conference games has a lot to do with it. And I think Nebraska has earned their ability to pick and choose who they want to play. Now, are we ever going to get to the level of playing schedules like Izzo does every year, with Michigan State, where he's going after 2 to 3 of the top 5 teams in the country to start his season off, win, lose, or draw. That's his measuring stick for his teams, and it's always been. And Coach Hoiberg is working his way to that. And I think with Boise and St. Louis is always competitive since Rick Majerus was the coach there. Man, I'm talking way back. And so I just think it's, our program, and not only our program, but we are a program that other teams want to face and want to learn from. I mean, because when you watch the way our offense runs and the way our defense game plan is orchestrated each and every game, coaches want to learn from that. They want to play us. They want to look at film. They want to emulate that. And for us, it's our way of measuring where we're at and where we need to go. And that's a chance for a 10-man rotation before we get down to that 7-8 rotation in conference play. But competition is always good at preseason. I wish we get back to the Big Ten ACC Challenge or Big Ten SEC Challenge and get some of these, or Big 12, whoever it is, because that's another way we can get early on competition and what have you. But I like the South Dakota games and the exhibition games, because I think that really got our team's confidence up early on. And I think it started with the BYU game is where it started, with the number 1 player in the country coming in the vault, man, and we taking them down. And I still remember talking to one of the assistant coaches, Brandon Dunston, I'm really good friends with his dad, actually. He played at ASU and he also played not only ASU, but he played at a couple of schools, but stud, but he's assistant coach for him. And he was actually at the recruiting at the AU tournament that I was at. And I remember texting him after the game and saying, man, AJ's pretty tough, and he wanted to say, your team, I mean, Nebraska is really, really good, but, we didn't show everything. I'm like, well.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, excuse me, Brandon, but we still took you down with the number one player and their returning leading scorer at the same token. So, but I'm so excited here, and I'm just excited for the whole program, and I'm really curious. Did they replace Kirk Joseph?
Name not announced yet.
I have a name, but it hasn't been announced.
It's not official.
Is he part of the program? He's outside the program. I mean, part of the Husker. Never mind. I'll find out.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll find out.
I'll call Fred.
A name, as Coach Hoiberg would say, a name you'll be proud of. That's a generic coach speak, right?
Oh yeah.
Somebody be proud of.
Something to be proud of. Oh yeah. But I'm like I said, guys, if we're not excited about everything that's going on in Nebraska, man, we are living in a cave, man. I mean, and like I've said this before, man, and I don't want to keep going back to the football program. We got to get that program back. I mean, and when I say we got to get back on the national stage, and I know it starts in the Big Ten. Big Ten is the Big Ten. It's Ohio State, the Michigans, they're not going anywhere. but Nebraska has to get, heck, we got USC there too, what I'm talking about. We got, powerhouse. We got everything there for that team to get back on the national spotlight. And I'm excited for us to start knocking on the door there too, and I want, because Coach Hoiberg already kicked that door down and walk through the door and say, I'm here and I'm here to stay, and also the softball team is here to stay, and the volleyball, of course, and how about this? We didn't lose one player to the transfer portal.
That's 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. Think about that. That's the culture Nebraska brings in the facility, and hopefully our donors and what have you continue, making an impact so we can attract some of the players that we are currently working on or do have and plan on getting in the future. So it's there's a bright future for the Husker Nation, and I'm excited to be a Husker.
Last thing I'll say, your team before I get you out is I'd be looking down south, down towards SEC country for the next strength and conditioning coach. That's where I'd be looking.
There you go.
Huh? Hey, bring Bryant Bailey back.
Well, T, man, as always, man, it's a pleasure and always enlightening to have a good friend like yourself on board with us, man. But we got to get up out of here. And
I appreciate y'all, Bill. And I'll be on the show next week, of course. I'll let you know because I want to be in Nebraska for at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
At least 2 weeks for golf tournaments.
Well, you have open seats.
All right.
All right, brother. Appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Y'all take care.
Thanks, T. Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. Great stuff from him as always. Let's take our final break. Come back with stories that we missed. Any special caller?
I think Ernesto's going to call back.
Oh, baby, stories that we missed coming up.
I think. Just get the call log ready.
The talents are being taken to Holmes Lake today.
Ooh,
that's for the Wednesday edition of the Roadshow of the Wednesday group.
I like that course.
I haven't played it in a while.
Here's my hot take.
I heard that too. Yeah.
Least favorite in Lincoln for me.
7 player.
I can agree with that.
My problem with it is not as good for as busy as it is.
Yeah, I don't.
I'll put up with some busyness for Pioneers and Highlands because those are good golf courses for the price. I look at Holmes and I go, it's nothing special. I hate hole 18.
Oh, yeah.
Hole 18 out there at Holmes is the worst because you get done with your hole run. Oh, here's a 590-yard par 5. It's not actually that long, but it feels like it once you're already getting your ass kicked by that course all day long.
And I'll argue on that. Mahoney. Don't like it.
Yeah, but Mahoney is you can shoot low.
Yeah.
That's what I like about
Why
Mahoney's.
are you not under 100?
I'm getting there.
Let's go.
Mahoney's
How
probably
low
the most
can you go?
straight course.
Yeah. It's easy. There's not much tree trouble out there.
Yeah.
It's a good starter course, but the problem being Mahoney is also packed on the weekends because it's a good starter course, and you get a lot of novices out there at Mahoney, so you get long
I have
rounds out
sweet
there.
spots for the other ones. Like we know a bunch of the
Mahoney is what it is. What I don't like about Holmes is it's always busy, and it's like I'm not getting anything special out of it.
We have sweet
That's my
spots
problem.
for at least 3 of the 4. Right? We don't get to Mahoney a lot, but like out at we have 3 buddies that are the that run the other 3 golf courses. One out in the Highlands. The one at the Holmes used to be the guy. He had a pro at the Knolls.
Oh, yeah.
Where we were at, so we know him pretty well. And then Pioneers has a lot of the same dudes out there. On top of that, we are blessed with very good public golf.
Yes, we are. Especially, you get some rainstorms that come through, and you look out there and you go, the fact that our municipal courses are municipal courses compared to the rest of the country is special.
Yep. Agree.
Muni courses in Lincoln clear anywhere else in the state. And there are some good rural courses out there where it's just like it's this town's pride and joy, but Lincoln still clears them for the cost of playing them and what you get out there.
The stories we miss. The Morning Hookup.
Welcome back in the Morning Hookup. Special thanks here to Husker legend Henry T. Buchanan. Just a few moments left hanging out with you guys. Thanks and gals. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Wednesday. I'm going to jump right into boy, did you see in baseball last night? Something you don't see in the major leagues a lot. You see it in 8U through 11U baseball quite a bit. In the Nationals eluded a 3-game losing streak last night. But did you see what happened in that game?
No. James
James Wood. Inside the park grand slam.
Now, this I did see because this was the first in the MLB since 2022.
Yeah. He got around by the way, scooting around the bases, 15 and a half.
That's pretty good.
But you just don't, when I saw I'm like, what? Inside the park grand slam in a Major League Baseball game.
Would you guys like to guess the team and player of the last inside the park grand slam or who it was against?
2022. It's got to be somebody fleet of feet that just gets after it. I don't know.
It was actually more because of an absolutely boneheaded play in center field by the Red Sox.
Oh, it was Jarren Duran. He missed it, and it was the Blue Jays. It was
Yep.
I know.
He's got 2 of the 3 things down. It was the Blue Jays, and it was Duran in center field.
Yeah, I know the exact play.
Lost the fly ball. He was like 30 yards in on it, and then it lands behind him, and he just gives up.
I think in that game we gave up like 20+ runs to the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
it was.
He's sitting out there in center field doing this. It lands next to the wall in center field, and here comes, I don't know who the left fielder is, but he is zooming in from left. He's the one who fields the ball. The player who did it was Ramel Tapia.
Yeah, the best part of it was that in this game, it was the Mets. They gave up the inside the park home run after Bo Bichette hit a couple bombs in the game.
At least they were trying, though.
I don't know.
Defensively. More than I can say for Duran, who's just clearly not even trying. It's hilarious. See him turn around, look at the ball, and he's just walking towards it slowly as his left fielder is screaming across the outfield to go get it.
Yeah, that was bad. This was early on in Duran's career, and when he first got called up, he made a ton of mistakes, and that was one of them. That was really, really bad.
So anyway.
Got a couple stars out in some sports that are going to be one in jail, one on probation.
Rasheed Rice
violates probation, facing 30 days in jail during all-season work. And your hot dog eating champion, Joey Chestnut, will be on probation.
For what?
But after he guilty to a battery in a bar incident.
Oh, wow.
When he goes to eat hot dogs coming up in a few months, he'll be on probation.
Maybe the Chiefs can wear free 4 shirts again.
Yeah. Rasheed Rice is just an idiot.
Get over yourself. Seriously, I think it was.
I'm sure the team loves the fact that he's going to be rehabbing his surgery here on his knee from jail. I'm sure they're overjoyed by that.
At what point do the Chiefs say, like, okay, this is bad for the team, this guy constantly being in the news and stuff?
Now.
I don't think you go now because whenever he's on the field, he is a great player.
Yeah.
But how do you screw up your probation like this?
in a massive overhaul as well in the NBA. Jason Kidd out as the Mavericks coach after 5 seasons as they look to a completely fresh start. That job will be one of the most sought out jobs in the entire NBA right now. That's going to be a really good job.
And Kidd got kind of screwed over here.
Yeah, he did.
You're going to trade away his best player, make him tank for Cooper Flag. You give him Cooper Flag, and then you fire him after a year. And it wasn't a bad year for the Mavs by any means.
Nope.
Given the expectations and given that they are just starting their rebuild, I guess you can understand, hey, we want a new fresh coach in here to do the full rebuild. But
dumb.
I think whoever ends up with Jason Kidd will end up with a good head coach.
Yes, they will. He's one of the good ones out there. What else we got out there? You see this? NCAA is taking steps towards adding another championship sport, one that Nebraska introduced to their lineup this year. Flag football is headed that way.
My hot take here.
Boy. Let's get out.
No, a hot take here. Why can't the women just play tackle football? We see women compete in boxing, compete in MMA. They can handle contact sports. Basketball is becoming more of a contact sport on the women's side of things. Why can't women play tackle football? There's women's wrestling, exactly. Why do the women have to play flag football? Let's let them play tackle football.
I dig it. I'm with you.
That's a hot take, but I don't think I'm wrong.
Tomorrow, Big Ten baseball talk. Nebraska softball starts their region tomorrow. That and a whole lot more. Catch you on a Thursday.